Thank you, Wallace. Hello. Hi, everyone. Great to see all of you. Take a minute here and just look around for a bit. Very nice. Very nice. So, let's get started here. Where's the camera?
It's up there.
Oh, it's up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 3 cameras all around, but this is
That's
the
the
one they
main.
all
Okay,
see.
very good. Great. Okay. So, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about macro perspective of what's going on now in our country. We'll start with, I'm going to start with just something I personally experience. I have a number of acquaintances, friends, parents of people in my life who I like very much. And my experience with these multiples of people are basically this. These are very good people, very good people. I trust them. I feel very comfortable around them. They mean well. They're productive people. But I really see what the cult. Now, I've been talking to you now about the cult. The ruling class is a cult. We've been talking about this lately. I see a number of you nodding. You understand what I'm saying. A cult is that which controls its victims' lives and manipulates their minds for the benefit of the leaders. And that's exactly what our ruling class is. And I see what it's done to my friends, my acquaintances' minds. They're full of illusions. You see, the cult leaders use illusions to basically to trick the people into supporting that which is damaging to themselves and to their children and their grandchildren, but it benefits the leaders with wealth and power. So I see this in my friends and acquaintances. I see the effect, the result of this cult and these illusions in their minds. In fact, I have an expression I've been using around the house lately with my sons. I call it illusion pollution, because our minds are full of pollution from having been raised in a cult. I mean, it starts when we're children in school, in our education, and it's all designed to create these illusions that benefit the leaders. And then as we grow up and go into the real world, we're supporting policies that are very destructive to us and to our future generations. So here we are over here with Immortalis. And here we are over here with all this illusion pollution, all of these illusions in the minds. If I try to talk to someone over here about Immortalis over here, it's just too much of a leap of faith. They just can't handle the idea of a country with no government that's a mutual value exchange that exists under one prime law of no initiatory force. And they just can't conceive of it because of all the illusion pollution that they've grown up. They need to be deprogrammed. They're literally have grown up and they're a victim of a cult. And I'm sure all of you have run into this many times throughout your life. So what does that mean? Where does that put us? Our goal with Immortalis is to make it grow and to develop the financing to enable and help it grow, right? That's the real formula for the success of Immortalis. But when you go out there into the real world and you try to talk to friends or parents of kids who are in your life, what happens? You really can't make headway. You see, the illusions are designed for the self-preservation of the cult leaders. So they're designed to make them withdraw, to retract. They're designed to make you panic, to make good people panic with the idea of reducing government or dramatically reducing government. We panic. People panic, the vast majority of people. Now, something has happened, and this is where I'm going to give you a macro perspective of something that has recently happened. There's been the introduction of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Now, probably about half the country, probably a good percentage of you listening to me right now, although you have the great advantage of having read my books and read my father's books, so you have been largely deprogrammed. But still, the illusions are working on us all the time. They're working on me. They're working on my family all the time to benefit the cult leaders, right? So you have this problem out there with people who can't make the leap. The chasm is too great, full of illusions from what's in their mind to immortalis. And that's what you're up against. But we have a macro perspective now. Something has changed in the structure of our government with DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, that's going to be run by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, half the country is kicking and screaming and saying these are evil people, right? The other half, to a certain extent, realize what's going on. But I'm just going to say this. My superpower, let's call it, is to be able to see through illusions. That's because of my neo-tech upbringing. So at a young age, I could see mysticism, I could cut through it, and I'm very efficient at that. And therefore, I can actually see the future. And I think all of you here understand what I mean by that, neo-think. I can see the future. It's not a mystical thing, like I'm a psychic or anything like that. But it's my ability to put together puzzle pieces, to put together concepts, and see a puzzle picture growing, and then I see the missing pieces, and I say, at a certain point I know what they look like, just as you're building a puzzle and it's coming together and a picture is forming in front of you, and you have missing pieces, but you know what they look like. I have that ability, and I've had that ability for some time. That has allowed me to write the manuscripts that I've written. So I can see the future, and I can see 2 years ahead of us here, and then 4 years, what this is going to mean to us, this macro perspective here of DOGE and Elon and Vivek. They're going to do something that shakes up probably half the country mentally, because we've been conditioned to go into panic attacks. We've been conditioned to resist anything that will take away from the cult leaders. We've been conditioned not to support anything that could threaten them. That's why neo-think and neo-tech have been so attacked over the decades. So with DOGE, with Elon and Vivek, they're going to drastically cut the size of government, of the bureaucratic state, of the administrative state. They're going to dramatically cut that over the next 2 years. And in direct correspondence to that is going to be the freeing and the rising of prosperity and standards of living of people who today will viciously resist the idea of DOGE, of Elon, of Vivek. But kicking and screaming, they're going to see, wait a minute here. This is really benefiting me. It's going to force a lot of the illusions out of a large chunk of our population. This illusion pollution is going to dramatically leave the vast majority of people. Not completely leave, but it will be reduced. So earlier I told you about this chasm we have. We have, I'm trying to get this centered in the camera here. Okay, here we go. So we have immortalis, and we have people's thinking patterns today. They cannot make that leap of faith to immortalis. And it makes our job very, very difficult. But with Doge and the drastic reduction of government, of the bureaucratic state, it's going to move the human thinking in our country halfway. It's going to close half that chasm. So now we have a chasm of illusions, yes, because we've been brainwashed, right? We have a chasm that's half the size after 2 years of what it is today. And it's going to make our job a lot easier. It's going to make that leap of faith into immortalis doable with a very large segment of the population. Now that's very exciting to me and should be to you too, because what that means is we have two of the most brilliant minds alive today, and one of the greatest geniuses who have ever lived in Elon, and an incredibly smart genius of society in Vivek. And we have them staging for immortalis. I see this as they are staging. They're staging for us for immortalis. In a sense, they're working for us right now. They don't know it, but they're working for us. We have two of the greatest minds that have ever existed working for us right now as I'm talking to you. So this is a macro change that has happened since the last time I talked to you. This is going to benefit dramatically our mission, our movement with immortalis. They're going to basically deprogram the vast majority of people in our sky, including some people on the call right now. This may be hard to listen to, I'm telling you, but stick with this. Try to stick with this, because I'm up against people who have been brainwashed, literally by a cult. And they have been conditioned to panic if anything threatens the cult, for the leaders, the cult leaders, for their wealth and power. It's really quite disgusting. I was just talking to my son in a podcast a couple days ago, I guess it was, right? A couple days ago. That you'll see these politicians going in the Washington, D.C. worth, $50,000. And years later, they're worth, what's Nancy Pelosi worth now? $200 million. Right? That's disgusting, really. It's really disgusting. Because they're on a certain salary there as a congressperson or a senator. They're on a salary that's, it's a reasonable salary, but it's nothing that's going to make you wealthy. But they become filthy rich. And it's all because we are stuck in that cult. We're supporting them. We keep electing them and supporting them. And we're none the wiser. And when I say we, I don't mean my readers. I mean the vast majority of the people. Good friends of mine. Parents of my children's friends. The vast majority of people are just sucked into these illusions. And they have it all up here, and there's nothing to get rid of that except for a macro move now with Doge. We're going to see a major change. I can see the future. 2 years from now, it's going to make our job a lot easier. Remember, we have a 10-year goal here, and hopefully we can accelerate that. And I'm telling you right now, this macro perspective here with the Department of Government Efficiency is going to dramatically help our mission. So I wanted to give you that perspective. Remember, our formula for success is, number one, to grow immortalis, and you are, how do I put it? You're the foot soldiers. You're the settlers. You're the pilgrims of immortalis. And you need to grow our civilization. You need to bring in more people. You need to introduce them. But you're going to run up against what I have run up against, of this brainwashing. And you're going to run up against that. And, people will think you're nuts. You're crazy. But we're not. We're the pioneers of a new country. It's a new idea, a new experiment. But as a neo-thinker, all my life, I can see the future, and I know what this is going to bring us. It's going to bring us everything I write about. Great success, and especially for our future generations. And the ultimate goal, of course, is to save all conscious life. Okay, so I wanted to give you that macro perspective today. I think it's very important to keep that in mind and realize, too, a formula for success. It's bringing in more people. Our job will become easier and easier in the months to come. I can see it, I know the future, and I'm letting you know that. But we need to grow, all of us. We need to grow this community. And then our self-leaders are going to figure out ways, and I know, Wallace, you've started something already to start generating some money to, I guess maybe you're going to announce that here in a minute, right? Generate some money, because we need money to help the growth of Immortalis. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Wallace. Let me see if there's anything I'm missing here today. Oh, yes. Go to, after today, go to Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo. Okay. And go in about, 10 minutes, and you will see an interview today with Vivek Ramaswamy. And by the way, that's on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and you can find that. Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo. And go 10 minutes in and you'll see this incredible genius of society just doing his thing and realizing he's staging for us. Yeah, Vivek. Yeah. You'll see Vivek. He's staging for us. He's working for us. He doesn't know it, but he's working for us. He's working for Immortalis. He's working for this great experiment that's coming to the world. So with that, love you all, and I'm going to turn it back over to Wallace. Take it away, Wallace. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.